Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to talk about joint stock company. We will try to grasp the concept of joint stock company, technical terms we used in a joint stock company. Before moving into detail of a joint stock company, just have a review of types of ownership. As we know, in a sole trader, there is a single owner, one owner who entirely manage one business. In a partnership, minimum there are two partners and maximum there are 20, and it can vary from different businesses. And in a joint stock company, how many people can make a joint stock company? Look into the definition first. Among all types of company, we can say joint stock company is the strongest type of company. It is a large size company compared to sole trader and partnership. It is a large size. It is created by law. Everyone has to follow a rigid procedure. Which procedure? Rigid procedure. Rigid procedure everyone has to follow who wants to form a joint stock company. And this procedure may vary country to country. A company may be defined as a voluntary association. A word here is voluntary association. Guys, voluntary means one's own will. Everyone can associate with company with its own will. It is a voluntary association. Nobody is forcing you to be a part of a joint stock company. Now, for profit with capital divisible into transferable shares. So there are many details which we need to discuss. Capital divisible, shares are transferable, and limited liability. We already discussed this term in a sole trader in a partnership. Having a corporate body and common seal. One by one, inshallah, we are going into the depth of these terms. Anyone can with his own will join a joint stock company. Why they want to be a part of this voluntary association? For earning profit. With capital, it means if you want to be a part of a joint stock company, you need to bring what? You need to invest capital. Without this investment of capital, you cannot be a part of this voluntary association. Now here one question arises that how anyone can do this capital investment into the joint stock company. Like if I and you, anyone who wants to do capital investment into the joint stock company, what is the way? For example, if you are willing to buy a share or do capital investment, we know that when we do a capital investment, it means we are buying the shares of any joint stock company. You need to go a stock exchange. In stock exchange, all the joint stock companies, public joint stock companies are listed in a stock exchange. Joint stock is a market where we can go and we can buy a share. When we buy a share of any company, company issues a share certificate. So what is the procedure for doing a capital investment in any company? We need to go stock exchange. In a stock exchange is the place we can buy the share of any company. So when we buy a share of any joint stock company, what a person become? A person become shareholder or it becomes an owner in a company. Yes, a person who is having a share of any company is a owner in that company. When a partnership do a capital investment, it becomes a partner. When a sole trader do capital investment in his company, he becomes a sole trader. But in a joint stock company, when any person invests his money and buy the share, it becomes owner in that company, owner up to the extent of shares he has bought of the company. This person becomes a shareholder and these shares are in small amount of size. So anyone can easily buy these shares of any joint stock company from a stock exchange because these shares are of very small amount. So it means investing in a company is easy. Why it is easy? Because these share certificates are of small amount. If you want to do a huge investment, a bulky investment, then buy more shares. So but one share is of a small size, is of a small amount. That is why in the definition, now going back to the definition, it is written here capital divisible into transferable shares. Why divisible word is here? Because each share is of small amount and these shares are transferable. For example, if you don't want to keep share with you anymore, you can go to the stock exchange again and you can sell your share in the stock exchange. So that is how we become a shareholder, we become an owner in a joint stock company. Joint stock company is a voluntary association, and how we can become a part of this association? By buying shares. So guys, stock exchange is the place. It is also called bourse, B-O-U-R-S-E, bourse. Which kind of market is this? It is a capital market. It is a long-term market where people can go, they can trade the shares, and usually we enter these markets with the help of brokers, and every country has its own stock exchange. Brokers are agents who help us, who assist us in buying and selling shares of different companies in the stock exchange. Why we buy shares? As we discussed in the definition, we buy shares because we get profit, and the profit we get against the share is called dividend. Here the new term we are using is dividend. What is a dividend? It is a return, it is a profit on shares. Every joint stock company declares dividend at the end of year. Dividend is distributed among the shareholders. At the year end, if company earns a good profit, company will declare a good dividend. If company is having loss at the year end, the company will not declare the dividend at the year end. So dividend is the amount which is subject to earn profit at the year end by the joint stock company. And if a company is giving you a good dividend, you will hold it and you will try to buy more shares. It means you will invest more in such companies which are giving a good amount of dividend to their shareholders. So shares can be sold. When you will sell the share in stock exchange? When company is not giving you a good dividend. And when you will purchase the share? When company is giving a good dividend to shareholders, they will hold the shares and they will try to buy more shares. So this is the reason why the people in stock exchange are willing to sell the shares, because not getting the dividend, and why they are buying the shares? Because they are getting good dividend. And joint stock company is an artificial person. We say joint stock company artificial person because it is a legal entity. What we mean by legal entity? Joint stock company is created by law. It has a perpetual succession. Created by law means there is a specific procedure, rules and regulation to create a joint stock company. It is a very rigid procedure, steps we have to follow to create a joint stock company. Perpetual succession. What does it mean? It means the company will never die. The persons who created the company, who are the shareholders, they might die after some time, but the company will remain there. It has a perpetual succession, which means company never dies. It can sue and can be sued in its own name. The joint stock company is a legal entity. It's an artificial person. Like we and you, we can do the legal cases in the court. Similarly, the company with its own name can sue in the court, and we can also file the suit against any joint stock company. This feature makes a joint stock company a very strong entity because it is created by law. It means the people recognize the joint stock company by its name, not by the owners who created the company and who are the shareholders, because there are many shareholders in one single joint stock company. So no one knows the shareholder's name, but we know the name of the company. A joint stock company is a business owned by its investors. So there are many investors who buy the shares and they becomes the owner in the joint stock company. Everyone is the owner in the company up to the extent, the amount of share he or she has purchased. So we see in our daily life many joint stock company, and these companies are well known to us, but we don't know their shareholders, their owners who created the company. And these company exist in the world from many years, like Johnson's and Johnson, Unilever. There are many names, okay? So we can look around and we can see the companies, joint stock companies, who are doing a very good businesses, and they are giving a very good dividend to their shareholders. So today we discuss the definition of a joint stock company, that a company may be defined as a voluntary association for profit with capital divisible into transferable shares, and each shareholder, each owner has a limited liability. It means when the company fails to repay its debts, the personal assets of shareholders will never use to pay the debts of the company. It has a legal status. It is a legal entity. It is a corporate body and common seal. Common seal means signature of the company. Usually these companies do the signature with the stamps they have. So what is a common seal? How company does the signature? Company does the signature with the stamps, which is called common seal. If a company wants to write a letter, anyone who is managing the company, he will put the stamp of the company along with his signature. I hope today you understand what is a joint stock company, what is a capital divisible, what are the shares, what is the common seal. Joint stock company is an artificial person.